Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you an NFL Week 1 preview between the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now let's start with Tennessee in this game. Offensively, the biggest thing you have to do first and foremost is keep Matt Hasselbeck upright, guys. If you can keep Hasselbeck upright, I have full confidence in his abilities to distribute the football and get everyone involved and help you guys keep that offense on pace. So you have to make sure you protect up front, and it all falls on the interior of that Titans offensive line versus the defensive line of the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have two talented defensive tackles in Tyson Alualu and Travis Knighton. So you make sure the interior of your offensive line hold their own and protect up front to keep Hasselbeck upright. And you look at the timing between the wide receivers. I think the timing will come as these guys continue to play together. So the way to work that timing is the short passing game. Get these guys in a groove. The running game is going to be a little bit more balanced because Chris Johnson returns. So the timing will come as everything else falls into place. So work these guys in slowly and watch the timing start to progress and get better as the game progresses, not alone the season. Defensively, you want to take Marcedes Lewis out of the equation. Talented tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. A guy that is an instant matchup problem for everyone. So take him out of the ball game. Force those wide receivers and Mike Thompson, Jared Diller, and Jason Hill to beat you through the air. Also, you want to be alert for screens. Jones Drew is a talented receiver out of the backfield. Jacksonville runs excellent screens. Be on alert for that. Make sure you cover these guys. Akeem Ayers has to be on alert for those screens because he's a guy that's a chase and tackle type of linebacker, very active in the pass game as well. And win on first down defensively. You back up that entire Jacksonville Jaguars offense. You make this team a passing team instead of a well-balanced one. Speaking of Jacksonville's offense, the well-balanced offense has to be in effect, guys. I like what you guys do. You're well-balanced. That's what had you guys on the brink of the playoffs last season, that well-balanced attack. Make sure you keep that well-balanced type of approach this year and use the short passing game to offset the spotty play by those offensive tackles. You don't want to put David Garrard in a situation where he's taking 5- and 7-step drops. Quick passing game will help neutralize those tackles' ineffectiveness for right now until they get up to speed and play better. Now, you also look at defense. You want to stay you want to make sure you control your gaps throughout this game because Chris Johnson has the speed to take it the distance if he finds that cutback lane, and no one in the city of Jacksonville is fast enough to catch Chris Johnson once he gets a step. So stay in control of your gaps. Tackle him, wrap up tackle, 11 bits of the football, all that stuff, all those cliches have to work in order to have some success against this Titans running game. Now look at the nickel and dime corners, William Middleton and also Drew Coleman. They must come to play, guys, because these guys are going to step up and try to take advantage of these guys. They're going to try to take advantage of the third and fourth corner. Those guys have to be ready to play because I kind of like Cox, and I also like Mathis on the second at the corner spot. So I look at those guys have to play better. The safeties, they have to come in and play better because that's going to be the key matchup that the Titans will try to exploit in this ball game, are the safeties of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now let's take a look at some positional breakdowns. When we do positional breakdowns, we're talking about who has the edge offensively and defensively at all positions. So let's start with the quarterback position. Who has the better advantage? I think David Garrard has the better advantage. So I'm going with Jacksonville in this matchup. I think Garrard is more, it has more experience right now in that offense than does Hasselbeck. So who has the better running backs in this game? It's a tie. Chris Johnson is faster than your future, and Jones Drew is a versatile threat. So both guys have talented tailbacks in that aspect. Best wide receiving core, I think Jacksonville does. I like what I see out of Jason Hill. I like what I see out of Jared Diller, a third receiver, and also Mike Thomas. Now, who has the best offensive line? I think it's even. Both offensive line has pockets of greatness, and they also have pockets of tragedy. So I think both offensive lines are inconsistent to where I give it an even matchup. Defensive line, I think the Jags have the better defensive line. You look at those two tackles, Alualu and also Knighton, and a healthy Aaron Campman is a Campman that lives in the backfield. Best linebacking core, I have to go with Jacksonville. I like Justin Durant. I like the addition of Pusluzny. So those linebackers will be added assets to that defense. Best defensive backs, I'm going to have to go with Tennessee. I like the Titans defensive backs. Cortland Finnegan, underrated corner. Griffin back there at the safety spot. I like what I see out of the Titans secondary. I think they're very solid. Best special teams, I have to go with both guys. Both guys have talented returners in Mariani, Jacksonville has Mike Thomas. So both guys do a great job, especially in coverage against one another, and they have solid returners. The X factor for Tennessee has to be Mark Mariani. He has to flip field position, get these guys the ball to work on the half of field, and they're going to have some success. For Jacksonville is Jason Hill. If he can step up and replace Mike Sims-Walker, this Jacksonville offense will be a lot more balanced and will be able to stay on pace like they did last year. I'm going with Jacksonville in this game. I like where they are on the defensive line. I like their linebackers. The offense is well balanced. So I think right now Jacksonville has the better team and will win this ball game in week 1. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.